What up? Logan here, Taekwon Crypto, and today I'm talking about what in the heck is decentralized venture capital and
how it's changing investing for everyone.
Well, that was a bit dramatic.
Well, yeah, but how else am I going to get people to like and subscribe to this video?
unless I'm dramatic. But all drama aside, today's all about decentralized venture capital, why it matters, what it is, what it means to you, blah, 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 blah. You ready? Let's get it. So the TLDR for venture capital is basically it was a way for the rich to get richer. You see, as far back as even World War II, venture capital used to be known as
development capital.
And they were primarily the domain of wealthy individuals and families. And that's not to say anything was wrong with that. If you had a project and you wanted to go and raise money, naturally you would ask people with money.
Hey, look, I have an idea. It's gonna be a white screen, and there's just gonna be a search bar in the middle, and you're gonna type stuff, and the internet's gonna go out and find it for you. And we're gonna call it Google.
Yeah, that's actually a terrible idea. But I'm rich, and I know a lot of rich people, so what the heck? We're in.
And then essentially the people with the money,
Development capital.
they would give the project money. The project would go do stuff, hopefully do really well. And in exchange for that money, the project would get shares. This isn't anything new, but I just wanted to make sure you understood that's what venture capital is, because you can't understand what decentralized venture capital is until you understand what venture capital is. But that model is changing thanks to projects like Ethereum. Or put another way, blockchain technology is enabling more people to get involved in funding startups. And why is this exciting? Well, ask yourself, how many really, really, really rich people are there in the world? I mean, only a handful. And then ask yourself, do you think that the total net worth of someone like Bill Gates is worth more than, say, the entire British monarchy? Well, actually, that's a terrible example because as it turns out, Bill Gates is actually 66% richer than, the entire British monarchy. In general, aside from that terrible example, there are more kind of wealthy people than ultra wealthy people. And moving down the stack, there are more kind of middle class people than there are kind of rich people. So by extension, if you were to be able to tap into those funds of, say, the
Kind of middle class.
then you might argue that you could generate more capital than just pitching investing opportunities to the really wealthy. And we've seen this kind of cumulative buying power play out in the past when you look at something like what Wallstreet Bets did in the GameStop craziness of early 2020. And that's what's exciting. There are tools in place now that's allowing this collaborative effort and the pooling together of resources for people who simply have access to Ethereum, their own wallet, and then a Web3 enabled browser. You and me and all of us, we can collectively join and begin to pool our resources together to do things that traditionally only the ultra wealthy could do. And that's where the word decentralized comes from. Well, it's really two places. One is we're leveraging a decentralized architecture in Ethereum, but the other is the actual stakeholders or investors are really decentralized, or hopefully more decentralized than a traditional venture capital group that might have a handful of big investors. These are new technologies and new opportunities, and that's how technology fundamentally changes the world for everybody.
Okay, I'm kind of following along, TKK. Maybe, do you have an example?
Actually, yes. Yes, I do. Quick disclaimer. The one I'm going to show you is called Stacker Ventures, and I do own Stack, their governance token, at the time of this recording. And in fact, I hold some of the Fund 1 tokens, which is how I know about all this because I've been actively involved in a decentralized venture capital project. And I want to be clear, the point of my channel is to bring cryptocurrency education. What I care about is you understand a little bit more about what's happening in cryptocurrency, because that education, I believe, will fundamentally change the way we all interact with the world.
Well, wasn't that a little dramatic?
Yeah, okay, I get it. I'm a little dramatic.
But Stacker Ventures isn't the only decentralized venture capital group around. There's AngelDAO, there's Metacartel. In fact, if you go to Google and type decentralized venture capital, and then, you've DeFi Capital. Well, there's Stacker. Interestingly, here's a pretty cool Medium article talking about 10 benefits of decentralized venture capital. But back to Stacker. Their first, actually their only, fund is called Fund 1, raised 7.2 million in ETH, and today has invested in 7 projects publicly. Now, Stacker had the fund launched in March and closed in May, so it's not something you can participate in the original round. But I'll show you in a minute, you can still buy the fund tokens if you want. But the point is, they put out an idea to raise money in ETH, and close to about 300 people bought the tokens. And I don't want to dive too deep down that rabbit hole, but again, this is one of the reasons why Ethereum and blockchain and crypto education, I think, is so important. Because what's happening is not just ease of access, where anybody with Ethereum and a wallet and a Web3 enabled browser can contribute, but then the projects can do some pretty cool stuff, like quickly tokenize the entire fund and then allow the market to go create ways for people to get in and out of the fund. And in fact, Sushi is where you could find this particular fund token, where there's so much liquidity out there and you can actually trade the token itself. And again, I don't want to dive too deep into that, but the reality is blockchain and Ethereum are changing the way that people have access to things, and venture capital is one of those places. And I think that's really important, because right now cryptocurrency is really popular. There are arguably more projects that want to build really cool and innovative stuff. They all need funding, and they would traditionally have to go to these big venture capital firms and or a traditional bank. But now they can go to these decentralized venture capital groups and pitch their idea. And then we collectively, as token holders of that ecosystem, can participate. And Stacker Ventures has got pretty good documentation. They've got other products that they offer, this thing called active yield vaults, which, I'll probably be doing a video on soon. And they're structured in a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. That basically means that token holders have a vote and a say in things the project does. But again, I don't need to dive into all that for this video. The point of this video is to educate you on what decentralized venture capital is. And to recap, it's basically a way for us middle-class people to begin to collaborate together around projects that have hopefully intelligent, well thought out ideas and processes and procedures, but leverage the openness and transparency and decentralization of the network layer. I'm getting back in all that geek speak. The point is that decentralized venture capital is new, it's innovative, it allows everyone in the world to have access to investing in startups. It's never been done before, but it's being done now.
Will that really change the world of investing for everyone?
Who knows? But I think it's super cool. Hopefully you think it's super cool. If you're interested in learning more, check out all the links in the description. Jump on the Stacker Ventures Discord. I'm usually over there hanging out, learning and talking about stuff. Or just hit me up on Twitter and ask. Or better yet, just comment in the video below after you like and subscribe. Anyway, that's it. Decentralized venture capital.
Changing investing for everyone.
You're still so dramatic.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, do you have a project or an idea or something you need to talk about? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, be safe out there.